What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time it's not anything 1/6 related. It's actually WWE related. It's The Rock. I was a big wrestling fan back in early 2000s, late 90s, and then I kind of stopped watching it. Yeah, I just grew out of it, I guess. Do I still watch it from time to time? Yeah, it doesn't really interest me anymore, but from nostalgic purposes, I was browsing for any wrestling figures, 1/6, and I ran into Hulk Hogan from Storm Collectibles. Wasn't really too impressed about it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna look around, something cheap, don't want to spend 250 on it, and I run across this. So this is SH Figuarts The Rock. Not gonna go in depth through it. So you can see the box here, some Japanese text, and right here, it looks pretty good. From the pictures, I didn't know it was this tiny. So you can see here, this is the box. It's a 6-inch figure, but it is really small. So let's open this up. I'm not even sure if there's several figures like this, like the Undertaker. I know there's Stone Cold, which is these are my guys right here back in the 90s. There's also Triple H, Kane. So there's a variety of figures, and it opens up on the side. So you can see here, it says bring it. Okay. Oh, I didn't know there's 4 heads for The Rock. So there's several heads in here. A microphone, and let's open this up, and I'll tell you what I think. I actually got it. It's on sale at Big Bad Toy Store, by the way. So if you want to pick this one up, let me just open this up right here. Okay, all right. I mean, it's decent. It doesn't look good if you want to take pictures. I guess it's not the most, because of. I know what this is for. This is for articulation, but as far as photography, the head sculpt is not bad. Okay, we'll take a in-depth more look at this guy.
Alright, so it does come with a few things alongside the figure. As you can see here, there are 3 separate head sculpts in here. So notably, you see this, they have this weird, I mean, look, I'm saying it's weird because it's just, I'm used to seeing 1/6 scale, and this looks like it's printed into the mold, into the sculpt, and it creates an interesting effect. The paint application is okay, but it's, to me, it just, I don't know. I mean, it looks great, don't get me wrong. I've seen worse, but it's just, I'm not used to this, like, looks like this thing right here. It looks kind of dirty if you, like those shading and whatnot. But overall, the first head sculpt, the one that's included in the figure itself, I think it looks pretty great. You see the head sculpt with the sunglasses there. I think this one has a great likeness as well. It's just that when you kind of come close, let me just show the portrait here. You can see that it's printed, and I don't know. You see that it just looks kind of sloppy. But at the same time, for the price point that you're getting this guy for, and comparing him, obviously I can compare him to Hot Toys or Blitzway or, Star Ace. This one looks good, actually, the one with the sunglasses on it. But comparing him to, those guys would be unfair, obviously. But if you look at them from afar, looks good, from this distance, which you're not gonna look at them like really up close. But moving down right here, got a microphone. It doesn't have any branding on it, so he can use it for if he's in SmackDown or Raw or whatever. Going down, you got the pointy fingers. That's really cool. Some articulated fingers there. This is I don't know what that is. Is it a thumbs up? It does look like some sort of a thumbs up. And this one is the no, this is actually like where he can hold the microphone perhaps. And this one is kind of like an accessory hand, I guess, for the microphone as well, or if you have other accessories. So you see all those things right there, alongside the fisted hands that he does come with. Alright, so as far as the figure itself, the boots itself is nicely sculpted. There's an ankle joint right there. There's a lot of joints in this figure, so you're not going to have any shortage of articulation. Knee pads, everything is pretty much jointed. So as far as an action figure, I mean, you got it. If you're the type who's going to play around with your figure, you're going to love this guy, The Rock. A lot of details on it. You can see the abdominal section, his pecs area. So this is one of those aspects where I would say, you know, it all depends on how you look at a figure. You see this butterfly effect on his chest. I mean, it looks good and it's great for articulation. Not looking good if you're taking pictures or so, because it's just not a nice sight. Now, I wish they apply this to 1/6 scale? I do, especially when the figure is fully clothed. You know, for somebody like him, you can't really hide these joints. It's a bit, you know, not a good sight to see, especially if you like photography. It works against you. However, when it's resting figures like this, you want them to be able to do certain moves, and you know, without these joints, that would kind of hinder you as far as making any moves whatsoever, like their finishing move or anything like that. So moving around, and he doesn't have a stand as well, so I'm oh, there you go. I was waiting for that to happen. Here, and he falls again. So on the side of the figure, you can see the Brahma bull on his right arm. Pretty nice. Moving down, you can see the joints on the elbow, wrist pegs on the hand, knee pads right there. It's a nice looking figure. On the back, some calf muscles, joints, the knee, the Brahma bull on the back. Back looks pretty good, you know, doesn't have a lot of things going on there. You see the neck joint. But as far as articulation, look at him, he even has the tricep. You know, when it's there's a padding, it looks a lot better because it kind of hides the joint out there. Alright, so this is the favorite head sculpt that I like out of the bunch. There's actually 4 of them, including this. I think the printing here is really terrific. Just nice texture. I know I'm not the biggest fan of that dot matrix printing, but you know, to a figure, you don't expect them to be hand painted, of course, but it looks great, you know, for the price point, and you know, compared to some other WWE figures, you can see the likeness. You cannot mistake this for anyone else. You can see the signature brow right there, and then the hairline. It looks terrific. Moving around, see from the side. This is The Rock right here. Look at that. Some angles, it's just pure The Rock. And you know, the back of his neck, and everything is articulated. That's the fun part about this guy. As you can see, what I'm using here's a really shallow depth of field, so you just isolate the face. I guess you can get away with this one, even though he does have a lot of joints underneath, but you kind of mask it by having it blurred. So, but this head sculpt right here, I think it's terrific. So here he is. I guess one flaw of the figure is that he does not come with a stand, so I gotta use this Mezco Wolverine stand just to prop him up, because I really like this pose. Just show you real quick here. This is what the on the promotional shots, you know, one of them showed this pose where he was holding the mic, his back is art, you know, kind of like saying his famous quotes and all that stuff. But you can't do it without a stand. He'll fall back. So, and I know Tamashi, I think it's Tamashi or SH Figuarts. Yeah, SH Figuarts does have a wrestling ring, like just one post, one corner, which I would probably buy as well. So you can, it comes with like stands and everything.
You know, this one works for now, but you know, I'm planning to expand these guys to, I guess, just the old wrestlers. You know, I'm not gonna pick up, but so far there's only what, five? Yeah, Undertaker, Kane, The Rock, and Triple H. So those guys were, you know, they were my guys back in the day, back in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. So I loved watching them. You know, a big part of my, I wouldn't say childhood. Maybe I was the teen back then. You know, but you know, a lot of fond memories, and you know, I'm gonna post him a little bit more. It's so much fun to post him because of all the articulation, but at the same time, I don't know if this is gonna be fun taking pictures because again of all the articulation. But so far, and what the good thing about this SH Figuarts is that it's so cheap that if my son gets a hold of him and destroys him, I can let him. You know, I can just either get a new one or just let him play around with it. You know, it's not like a Hot Toys figure where it's like hundreds of dollars that, you know, you'll be upset if my son gets a hold of like a Mark 46 or something like that. Okay, so one more pose here. You know, I'm gonna use all the head sculpt. It's fun, you know. Like I said, I've never had this much fun. Well, with Star Ace, it's kind of fun as well. It's a smaller scale. I'm kind of liking the smaller scale, to be quite honest with you. So don't be surprised. I know my channel is mainly 1/6, but I don't know. I'm having fun with this, guys. And here he is with his sunglasses on, cutting a promo. I was trying to do the just bring it kind of pose, but there's no proper hand for it. So this just looks like he is, you know, just talking in the mic, not really intense, anything like that, you know. So getting a closer look right here. Yeah, it's you know, you can see I tried to minimize the gap, which you could do on the shoulders and also on the legs, because you can kind of extend the legs and hide those joints from his thigh, which, you know, from this distance it's okay. Tried to minimize the shoulders as well, but this is as much as you could do. It still looks pretty good for me. All right, here he is, you know, trying one of his signature poses when he's about to hit his rock bottom, kind of waiting for his prey. You know, hands on his thigh, you know, kind of like a lower stance position. Some iconic pose, and I also put his other head sculpt there. I'm gonna try to rotate this. He's perfectly balanced right now, but once I spin, you know, the stand, not sure if it's gonna hold up, but let's find out. Put it also gently. So far so good. Oh no, he fell down. There you go. But yeah, you get the idea. So, you know, I'm gonna take this away. Just have him stand right here. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it. It's kind of hard to do it like that, but yeah, you get the idea. You can have him pose like that. You know, head sculpt's really good too. Look at that. Yeah, I like this head sculpt as well. With his stands, waiting. There you go. Looks pretty nice. You look like it's a unibrow here. It's okay. But yeah. Alright, size comparison wise. So Wolverine from Mezco, SH Figuarts, The Rock in the middle, and I believe this is, I don't know, SF, whatever, Leonidas. You know, this figure is so expensive and it's not worth it. But yeah, he's in scale with those guys. I think they're all like 6 inches or so. And here is James Harden towering over The Rock. Well, James Harden is 1/9, and The Rock is probably more like 1/12. Alright, there you go, guys. The Rock from SH Figuarts. Pretty nice figure. It's not expensive at all. You can get this at bigbadtoystore.com. Click the link down below. It used to be $60. Now it's on sale. I believe I got this for $40. So just go ahead and check it out. You know, if you're a big fan of the wrestling back in the 90s, or, you know, The Rock is still pretty relevant to this point. Not in wrestling world, but in movies. But they got Stone Cold, Triple H, Undertaker, and Kane. For the price, it's not too bad, honestly. It's It's actually pretty decent. And you know, like I said, this is the, I would say, the most premium, I guess, or the Rock character that you could have outside of the Hot Toys Roadblock, which is, you know, it's a bit different type of figure, but which is also available at Big Bad. Ironically, it's on sale as well, so I'll put both the links down below. But again, thank you for watching. If you know, like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you don't, just give me a thumbs down. You know, I always strive on improving. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, and also visit me on follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you in the next review.